I'm on the corner of Queen and Spadina, downtown Toronto. There's a thing I keep walking by every single week. It's a piece of wood and it doesn't look like it belongs here. But it's in this, it's in here. Now we've had snow last night. So we're just gonna like pull in here, see if I can find it. Yep, here it is. This thing, look. This here. All right, so I've been wanting to pick this up for the last 6 months. I'm gonna see if I can do something with this now. So I'm taking it to the Toronto Tool Library up the road. Inside the Toronto Tool Library now. This is the board. Don't know exactly what it is. Cheese board or something. Don't know. The location that it was in, I'm sure this thing is just full of tuberculosis and hepatitis, bird shit on it. So I'm not gonna touch this unless I got rubber gloves on for the first little while. But I've got something I'd like to try with this. The types of wood that we've got on here. Birch, there's definitely some walnut. I think that red stuff is paddock, whatever. And we've got some softwood. The part that interests me, this along here, that's the part I'm gonna do something with. So I'm gonna take it to the bandsaw right now. While I'm at the bandsaw, I'm just gonna cut all of these pieces. This thing is a self-centering pen drilling vise. I would highly recommend using this. It helps make sure that your blanks are perfectly vertical, which is very important for the drill press. Now, the pen that I'm making has 2 parts to it, so I'm gonna have to do this twice. Now that I got the holes drilled, I'm going to add these brass tubes. These tubes will hold the whole pen together. I'm going to use this super glue, but to make sure that the wood and the tubes stick together, let me just take this glove off. But to make sure that the wood and the tubes stick together, I'm just going to scuff them up on this sandpaper. And you can see there's a nice little grit added to it. All right, now this stuff, you got to act real quick. This stuff sets in like 30 seconds. I'm actually taking a little longer than I feel comfortable with here. Get that in. That actually set about 1 second after I had got it in there. So let me do it again with this piece. Just jam it in, and I'm just gonna let that set. Okay, it's set. These things are bushings. We're going to put them into the brass tubes, and these will hold our blanks onto the mandrel. This here is the mandrel, so we're just going to get both these on. 1, 2. Get that screwed on. And put it onto our lathe. Just attach it up. This is the tool rest. The idea is to get it as close as you can to the wood without it touching. So that looks about right there. Now, I'm going to be sprayed with a whole bunch of tuberculosis and wood chips. So safety first. Okay, let's get this thing turned on. Faster. Faster, faster, faster. Let's make it go faster. Yeah, okay. Let's go really fast. Here we go. This is my favorite part. I can just do this all day. It's like Zen. But look, here's the problem. Look at this, boom. Oh, this can happen from time to time. It'll catch and rip out an entire section. This sucks. I'm not gonna bore you with showing how to make another one. You've seen that. So I just did it, stuck it on. Okay, great, now we're back in action. But this time, I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna use the chisel to take out a bunch of it, but just so I don't run into the same problem I had before, I'm gonna stop, move this thing out of the way, and I'm gonna use some 60 grit sandpaper. It's not as fast, it's not as fun, but it's still pretty cool. The idea is to get the wood ever so slightly above where the bushing is. The bushing is the size that your pen's gonna be. That's about right, but it feels pretty coarse. So I'm gonna use some finer sandpaper. I've got 150 grit, 320, 600, 800, and 1500. Starting with 150, it's gonna do my thing. Okay, now 320, 600. But something interesting happens here. You're gonna start to see a bit of a shine. I'm going to just take a second and use a wet paper cloth just to get rid of the sawdust that might be stuck inside little crevices. It also roughens up the little fibers just a little bit more. And now I'm going to use the 1500. Now this thing's really smooth now. A lot of people just add a wax or a finisher to it, but not me. You see, that's where I keep going. Today a friend of mine suggested that I try these little things out. It's crazy glue, and it should give me a really good shine. So we turn the lathe on at the lowest speed, and dab the glue at the top and rub it on the bottom with a paper towel. The more times you do, the better. I like to go about 4 or 5 of these coats. And I honestly don't even know what coat number I'm on at the moment. I think that's 5? I don't know, whatever. But wait a second, look what happened. This is nonsense. That looks like crap. That's not supposed to be like that. So what am I gonna do? All right, I'm gonna take a 600 grit, strip some of that off, 800, 1500. Okay, now that's looking good. But I'm still not quite satisfied. I'm gonna go back to my tried, tested, and true super glue. This stuff comes on kind of thick, so you don't need as many coats. So I'm just doing a light little buff with a 1500, and that is looking great. You can't really tell, but that thing's spinning really fast. Look how the light catches the different colors. It's almost like it's iridescent. Okay, I could stop here, but I'm not. I'm gonna use this stuff, Ultra Shine. It's this amazing smelling wax, only it's not really a wax. It kind of is, but it's got a very, very fine grit to it. Oh my God, this stuff smells so good. I wish you could smell it. I could just do this all day. Just smells so good. Anyway, we're gonna get a bunch of this on here. Turn that up really fast. You can't really tell here, but trust me, she's spinning like a maniac. And I'm just gonna buff. Buff and buff and buff and buff. The more you do this, the shinier it's gonna get. All right, so I could call it quits here, but I'm gonna add a finishing wax. So I'm gonna use this product Polier Creed, whatever, beeswax polish. I honestly don't know if this makes any difference. I just like to put it on. I mean, heck, I've gone this far, right? There we are. That is a nice shine. Take note of how thin that is. It's like a wafer. A nice close-up of tuberculosis infused wood. So it's all polished up. Now what? This here is a pen kit. They come in all different types of varieties. I got this one at Lee Valley. You can watch literally thousands of videos of how to assemble a pen. I'm just not going to bore you with that. But one thing I want to show you is everyone will try and sell you on a pen vise. You just don't need that. It's going to save you $100. Just use this thing. It's like a hand vise. That's all you need. Blah de blah de blah de blah. Here we go. Put the last little bit in. And for the ink. Gonna get that in, screw the top, and look what we've just made. This took me 1 hour and 15 minutes. I just made a pen made out of discarded wood that is infused with God knows what kind of disease that literally millions of people have walked by in the last 6 months. And look, the thing is a work of art now.